Please explain in detail Ebbinghaus's forgetting curve between time elapsed and the retention rate. And why do students need best-paced repetition in terms of forming long-term memory? In a word, coupled with Maverick's 3x times more condensed courseware, following Ebbinghaus's best-paced repetition can boost students' learning output, productivity by 10 times faster, deeper, and more. The forgetting curve is a well-established concept in psychology, first introduced by Hermann Ebbinghaus in the late 19th century. Ebbinghaus was interested in how humans remember and forget information over time, and his experiments led him to develop the concept of the forgetting curve. The forgetting curve shows that memory retention drops off rapidly in the hours and days after learning new information. However, the rate of forgetting tends to level off after a certain period, which is known as the stabilization point. The length of time it takes for the stabilization point to be reached can vary depending on a number of factors, including the complexity of the information being learned, how meaningful it is to the learner, and the method of learning. Ebbinghaus also found that repetition and review can help to slow down the rate of forgetting, leading to better long-term retention of information. He called this the spacing effect. Essentially, spaced repetition involves revisiting information at gradually increasing intervals of time. For example, you might study a topic one day, then review it again 2 days later, then 4 days after that, and so on. By doing so, you can reinforce the learning and help the information to stick in your long-term memory. Best-paced repetition is a variation of spaced repetition that is designed to maximize memory retention. Essentially, it involves repeating information at a specific interval that is optimized to promote long-term retention. For example, research has shown that the optimal interval for reinforcing memory is around 24 hours after learning the information, followed by 48 hours, then 7 days, and so on. By using best-paced repetition, students can improve their ability to retain information over time, leading to better performance on tests and exams, and ultimately, greater success in their academic and professional pursuits. Now, let's talk a bit about Maverick's 3x times more condensed courseware. This refers to a style of learning that is designed to present information in a shorter, more condensed format than traditional courses. This can be beneficial for students who are short on time, or who prefer to learn at a faster pace. Most importantly, making best-paced repetitive learning pattern designed to counteract Ebbinghaus's forgetting curve possible because students can spend 24 minutes repeat learning a 4-minute video 6 times in a row, and therefore pushing those learning points into medium to long-term memory. According to a study by the National Training Laboratories, students retain only about 5% of what they hear in a lecture, but retain up to 75% of what they learn by practicing and applying what they've learned. This highlights the importance of active learning, where students are actively engaged in the learning process. Maverick's condensed courseware is designed to facilitate this kind of active learning. By presenting information in a concise and engaging format that encourages students to think critically and apply what they've learned. This can help students to retain information more effectively, leading to better performance on tests and exams. When combined with best-paced repetition, Maverick's 3x more condensed courseware can have a powerful impact on student learning. By presenting information in a condensed and engaging format, students can learn more quickly and efficiently, while the best-paced repetition helps to reinforce the learning and promote long-term retention. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Applied Research in Memory and Cognition found that using a combination of condensed courseware and spaced repetition can lead to significant improvements in learning outcomes. The study found that students who used condensed courseware with spaced repetition retained information more effectively and performed better on tests than those who used traditional lecture-based courses. Overall, the combination of Maverick's 3x more condensed courseware and best-paced repetition is a powerful tool for improving student learning outcomes. By presenting information in a concise and engaging format, and reinforcing the learning through spaced repetition, students can learn more effectively and retain information for longer periods of time. This can lead to better academic performance and greater success in their professional pursuits. In addition to using best-paced repetition and condensed courseware, there are several other strategies that students can use to improve their memory retention and learning outcomes. These include 1. Active learning. Active learning involves actively engaging with the material, rather than simply reading or listening to it. This can include things like taking notes, asking questions, participating in group discussions, and completing practice problems. 2. Retrieval practice. Retrieval practice involves testing yourself on the material, rather than simply re-reading or re-watching it. This can include things like flashcards, practice quizzes, and summarizing the material in your own words. 3. Spaced practice. Spaced practice involves spacing out your study sessions over time, rather than cramming all of your studying into one session. This can help to reinforce the learning and promote long-term retention. 4. Interleaving. Interleaving involves mixing up different types of problems or material, rather than studying them in isolation. This can help to promote deeper learning and better retention. By combining these strategies with best-paced repetition and condensed courseware, students can create a powerful learning toolkit that can help them to achieve their academic and professional goals. In conclusion, the forgetting curve and best-paced repetition are important concepts in the field of psychology that can have a significant impact on student learning outcomes. By understanding the principles of the forgetting curve and using best-paced repetition, students can improve their ability to retain information over time and perform better on tests and exams. Additionally, by using Maverick's 3x more condensed courseware and other active learning strategies, students can learn more efficiently and effectively, leading to greater success in their academic and professional pursuits.